Everyone, I'm super excited to be here. We are going to get everything started, but welcome. We are tri-casting, which is super weird. We are on the actual podcast, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So should be interesting. You guys are welcome to bring your friends to any of those platforms. We're trying our best to give everybody where they're at. I think everybody kind of lives in different spots. So I'm excited to be here. And if you are on YouTube or on Facebook, and the Facebook group is a closed group, so it can't be shared out. I know some of you guys get a little confused by that, and you're like, I see people sharing it. You can share the video, but if the person's not in the Facebook group itself, they won't see it. It'll just say attachment unavailable. So the good thing about being on YouTube is that you can just share it with anybody, right? So again, my YouTube channel is jenstips.com or youtube.com/C, which stands for channel, and then /Jens Tips, so JENSTIPS. And then if you're on YouTube and you'd like to get onto the Facebook group, it's facebook.com/groups/ the human body, all one word. And if you want to get on to the podcast, it's just Jen O'Sullivan. So you can look that up on SoundCloud or Android or Apple. So you have to download a podcast app, which is free, and then look for Jen O'Sullivan podcast. Okay, so we're just going to get started. I hope that this helped for those of you guys. You can share this out with your friends as we're kind of moving forward. But it's going to be a fun day. Okay, so we're gonna start the tri-cast on the podcast. So this is always fun to try and do this all at the same time. All right, hey guys. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to be talking about natural supplements. And I've dubbed this Natural Supplements Week simply because we're going to be covering a lot of content over the next 5 days. So you're in your inbox, right? So you could either watch this, like I said, on YouTube, at Jen's Tips. So it's youtube.com/C/Jen's Tips, or the Human Body and Essential Oils, which is on Facebook. It's a group that anyone is welcome to join, but it is a closed group, so you can't share it out with your friends, or this podcast, right? The podcast is just look up Jen O'Sullivan. You can share this out with anybody. And if people don't know how to use podcast, you can go to SoundCloud, and SoundCloud is just where it's all stored. So lots of areas to get a hold of me. And I want to help you just kind of jump in by starting off with, like, why are we doing this? Okay, because I think it's like there's a plethora of supplements. It's a gajillion-dollar industry, right? Like, it's in the billions of dollars of industry, and the industry of supplements is something that is no joke. And a lot of it is like, you kind of wonder, am I peeing it out? Am I pooping it out, right? How are these things affecting me? Are they working? I don't feel any different, right? There's all these kind of questions, or they're too expensive. Which ones should I be using? Do they cross over each other? So many of you guys have elements, right, to this where it's like, hey, how am I even going to be, using this properly? And is this one for me, right? I get that all the time too. Like, is that the right one I should be using? Okay, so let's be clear. I'm not a doctor, and I can't give personal usage advice. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys, though, a pretty good amount of information that's going to help you determine for yourself. That's the point. My goal is to empower you to make the best choice for yourself. I want you to kind of take ownership, if you will, of your own health. And one of my little catchphrases that I love to say is, when you know better, you do better, and then you'll be better. So we kind of joke around and just say, know better, do better, be better. So if that is something you'd like to do, you can hashtag that if you want in the comments. Just know better, do better, be better. But that's something where we want transformation. And how many of you guys want transformation? How many of you guys want to feel better? And I would love for you to give a hand raise or something like that, or just tell me, if you're on this on YouTube or Facebook, share, like, I want transformation. Because we have to own that verbally first. We have to get our minds into a position of, whatever I'm doing right now is not working, right? And change needs to happen. And if you're in that space of, like, kind of knocking your head on the wall and wondering, what can I do? And I see so many of you guys commenting, and I love it. I love you guys commenting that you want transformation and that you want change. And I love seeing that because it energizes me. So I love comments on these things because it makes me energized to keep moving forward. It's like when you speak to no one, it's kind of weird, but I love that I'm speaking to so many of you guys right now. And so I'm excited for you guys to experience this transformation. So post it, share it, claim it, right? We want to claim that I want transformation. And what does that look like? Because I'm going to be honest here. My husband's not a big fan of change, right? Like, how many of you guys are like, ugh, change is hard and I don't necessarily want to change. I know I need to change, but I don't really want to. And if that's you, I'm right there with you. And I'm going to help you through this process and make it as painless as possible, because that's part of the joy of learning. I think if you find an instructor that you resonate with and somebody who can teach you things in a way that you can say, okay, I can get that. I can chew on that a little bit. I can mull it over, and then I can start doing it step by step. And once you just layer those brick by brick by brick, then you get into the habit of making better choices, right? And that's what we want to see. So again, I'm excited to be here, and I want to just give you a quick introduction of who I am, so that you know, if some of you guys are new to me or you think like, who's this nutty girl think she is, right? So I have been with Young Living since 2007. And yes, I am a Young Living user. I do have thousands upon thousands of other oil users though that follow me. Okay. So if you are finding yourself in a category of, wow, I don't know why my friend shared this video with me, but she uses some other company, you're still in good hands. I educate everybody who wants to get educated, and I don't push sales on you in a way that will make you feel like, I have to be with one company, okay? So rest assured, but we are gonna be talking about Young Living supplements, but we're also gonna be talking about other supplements so you can understand the difference. I'm not naming any names, but we are going to be sharing with you some of the potential dangers, some of the things you should be looking for if you're using a natural supplement, so you can make the best choice for yourself. Okay, I am also certified in French medicinal aromatherapy. And what that is, it's kind of like the art of consuming. So what I've studied is a very specific area of aromatherapy when it comes to consuming or ingesting or using internally essential oils. And the thing that sets Young Living's essential oils apart from like all the other supplements on the market is the essential oils that are infused into these supplements. And so we're going to get into that and why that even makes any sense. Like, why would that even matter? And so the thing I want to help you understand about the transformation part. So now that you understand me, and I've written 8 books, all of them best-selling on Amazon, which just blows my mind. This book is set to release at the end of this week, which we're super excited about. It already is a bestseller. We opened it up for about 2 weeks as a pre-release, and it totally went to the top of the charts for the entire 2 weeks. So that was really exciting. So I know that you guys are like chomping at the bit to get this book in your hands. So don't worry, that's coming on Friday, and I'm excited about that. And I'm going to help you guys understand that. And those of you guys that are live, I'm going to give one away today. So I'm going to see who's commenting and who's being an active participant. And I'm just going to randomly select somebody. And if you get selected, I will message you. Usually I have to comment in the actual under your comment. Kind of just, be an active participant. I'd love to see your name popping up a lot. And I'd love to see emojis. Emojis always catch my attention. So that's a way to kind of get out there. But I'm excited to be able to give one of the new books away. So that's exciting for today. So just for live viewers. All right. And that obviously can't happen on the podcast. So that's only going to be, I'm going to give one away on the YouTube viewers and one away on the Facebook viewers. Okay. So let's determine though what this all means. What does life transformation mean? And what does that have to do with supplements, right? We understand that as we move forward in life, as we age, things start sort of breaking down. And I'm 45 years old and I feel it, you guys. Like my mom got married this last weekend. She's 75 years old. She found the love of her life. Like, it's so exciting. And she got married, and I remember the flower girl throwing the petals, and like we were all kind of helping clean up afterwards. And It's like, do I really have to bend over? Because I don't know if I can get back up. It's that kind of thing, right? I have wrecked my body from aggressive outdoor behavior, right? I'm a hiker. I'm a mountain biker. I used to be a competitive mountain biker. So I used to be a runner. I've run marathons. I mean, I have damaged my body. So when I think about how we age or what our activities are and how we're moving forward in life, I always consider like, okay, is a supplement the right choice? And if a supplement is the right choice, like I always think, well, why can't I get that from food? And I will tell you, I was the biggest person that would say, like I was for sure constantly saying no to supplements. How many of you guys has that been you, where you're like, you know what? I can get all my nutrients and vitamins and minerals from my food sources and from outside sources that are not supplementation. And I know some people think supplementation are the devil, right? And I was one of those people. I definitely was against supplementation. And the reason I was against supplementation was because of the science behind it. And what I mean by that is scientists in the 1950s came in and determined that they could make supplements better through fractionation and isolation and making these scientific discoveries on how to split things and make them from synthetics and make these mirror chemical compositions that matched like a bioidentical type of thing, but it's not. And that's what's so fascinating. You can take tons and tons and tons of synthetic anything, and your body doesn't know what to do with it. The reason for that is because we are made up of DNA, right? And our DNA, our ancestral DNA, understands what to do with an apple, but it doesn't quite know what to do with synthetic C, right? And not only that, even if you have vitamin C that is isolated, there's a synergy that's missing when you take it in isolation, right? That apple has all these other phytonutrients and phytochemicals, right? So nothing is chemical free. We need to kind of talk about that too. We want to talk about synthetic free. So when you're looking at most of the supplements on the market, most of them are synthetic. And that is where I get so freaked out by, because I don't want synthetics in my body, because my body does not know what to do with synthetics, nor does yours. Okay. And this is an important thing to understand. I want you guys to understand some facts here, but the thing I want to talk about is bioavailability. I want you to understand what that means, and why your body can take an apple and the vitamin C that is in that apple is more bioavailable than like those C drinks. You know, you take one of those C drinks to fly on an airplane, your body just basically, you know, eliminates all that down the toilet. So it's a really big issue when you're starting to understand what bioavailability means. Bioavailable means your body knows what to do with it and actually does something with it, meaning you take it and your body uses it properly. This is so important for you guys to understand. All right, so I want you to understand some of the realities. Now, we know that the supplement industry is a $31 billion industry. Okay, $31 billion industry. 76% of all adults in the United States take some form of dietary supplement. Okay, and this was as of 2017. It's estimated that there are 80 to 90,000 dietary supplement products on the market. Okay, and this was as of a 2016 demographic here, like an actual statistic. So we know it's a lot more, right? Okay, so the scary reality from the FDA regarding all of these supplements can be understood in the following quotes from the FDA. Are you ready for this? I want you to understand some of these quotes that are from the FDA so that you can really sink your teeth into understanding, like, what are you taking? Okay. So it says federal law. This is a quote, direct quote from the FDA. Federal law does not require dietary supplements to be proven safe to FDA satisfaction before they are marketed. Okay, so we don't know what we're taking at any given time, whatever you're taking. Okay, so this is an important kind of fact to understand. There's no requirement that they're safe. Okay. For most claims made in the labeling of dietary supplements, the law does not require the manufacturer or the seller to provide the FDA's to the FDA's satisfaction that the claim is accurate or truthful before it appears on the product. So that means you can take a supplement that says guaranteed to enhance your energy or help your hormones, right? And enhance the effects in the bedroom, right? Let's just say there's all these claims that you see. There is no regulation on the FDA's part to police this, to say that just because a product is sold and is making that claim on the label, nobody's regulating that. It is self-police. They leave it up to the manufacturers and the sellers to be truthful. So we live in this world today. How many of you guys think that those people are caring about truth over money? They're caring about money. So we have to be really aware of the fact that there is nobody anywhere regulating these claims. This is a big deal. Okay, the third quote here. Dietary supplement manufacturers do not have to get the agency's, meaning the FDA's, approval before producing or selling these products. Nobody needs approval. Everybody can sell anything they want at any given time. There are labeling guidelines, and the FDA just hopes that you follow them. Okay, so it's sort of like, to me, really scary. And you don't know. You don't know if it says 100% of your recommended daily allowance of some vitamin or mineral. It might be 0, right? It might be a dead supplement. Okay, so around 90%. Okay, and this is from a specific Myers Detox website, and they were talking about around 90% of the supplements you can buy today are not fully bioavailable because, get this, they are synthetic. Are you guys okay with that? I'm not. I'm not okay with taking and that's why, like, pretty much I'm against supplementation, because 90% of them are synthetic. Super scary. And your body doesn't know what to do with those. And so if we start to understand a couple things, one, you want your supplements to be natural, right? You want your body to know what to do with them. And if your body knows what to do with them, they'll actually do well. And so natural supplements, it's sort of like when you eat an apple. Like if your doctor told you, please don't eat an apple, you'd want to go to a different doctor, okay? Unless you're like allergic to apples. But in that case, there's ways around that too, because your body shouldn't be rejecting natural things like that. And some of you guys will say, well, Jen, my body rejects certain things. And I've tried a lot of natural supplements and my body rejects them. All right. Can I help you guys out for just a quick second? Because here's one of the biggest problems. As we are moving through life, we are slowly inoculated to all these synthetics. We are constantly around them. We are dealing with tons of petrochemicals, which are plastics, right? In our food sources, in our products that we're using on our skin, in our lungs, from cleaning supplies. We're taking processed foods that have tons of synthetics in them, in the form of preservatives and flavorings and all sorts of weird, nasty things that are excitotoxins. I mean, these things get really scary when you start to understand what they are. And when we get into understanding the fact that we have slowly but surely caused our bodies to be like almost petrified, right? Like we're constantly eating processed foods. Maybe you smoke cigarettes. Maybe you are, just constantly going to fast food. Maybe you're just eating things that are always microwaved. There's all this stuff that you're doing to your body, and it's over time, right? It's since I was a kid. My mom took me to McDonald's, and again, not at all shaming anybody for going to McDonald's. Like, I get it. Sometimes you just have to go through the drive-through of someplace and get it done. But again, if you think about your total wellness, right? Your total health care regimen. What are you doing? So I want to go over what I call the deadly 7. Is that okay? I know that's kind of like the deadly 7 sins, but this is what you're doing to your body that could be causing natural supplements to respond poorly. And that just means we have to be aware of these. I'm not telling you to like go off of all these, but what I want you to do is be self-aware. I think self-awareness, I think how we understand what's going on with our bodies is the biggest thing that you can take away from today. And just do an audit. And the audit's going to help you it's going to kind of help you figure out where you need to be in this process. And if you feel like all of these are bad and you are rejecting supplements, there's your answer, right? But if you feel like you pretty much have a handle on all of this, like everything is really good, and you're still rejecting it, then there's some other area. But 99.9% of the time, when somebody tells me they're rejecting natural, right? Like you're rejecting natural supplements, generally, maybe the majority of these things are out of whack. Okay, so are you guys ready for this? So I'm going to give you the deadly 7. I hope you're taking notes. I want to give you as much content as I possibly can in these videos for the next few days. So number 1, and again, we're not doing in any weird order. Okay, I'm just giving you them. There's not like this is the number 1 thing. It's not. But number 1, I would say would be like, again, not number 1. So we'll just say one of them would be like sugar. So if you are looking at eating a lot of sugar, and sugar is in the form of like wine and juice and sodas, we get that. Like sugary desserts, ice cream, fine, we get that. Some of you guys are like, I don't do that. Okay, but what about your grains and your carbs, right? Wheat, rice, all the grains and carbs that you eat your body converts them immediately to sugar. So if you have a large carbohydrate overload, or you drink a glass of wine every night and you tend to like your lemon juice, or not lemon juice, let's say lemonade or something like that, maybe you like sweet tea, maybe you like drinking sodas, those are all sugar. If you have a sweet tooth and you have to have like a bag of M&Ms every day, again, I'm just giving some examples, and I'm right there with you. Like if somebody puts some Reese's peanut butter cups in front of me, I am eating them. Guaranteed, by the way, guaranteed. My son on Halloween comes back and I'm like, and he knows if he knows he will get better candy from me, meaning I will give him all the Twix bars he wants, because that's his thing. If he on his trick-or-treating route just grabs the Reese's peanut butter cups, it's like he knows his mother very well. And so I get it, right? We all have sweet tooths because there's sugar in our blood. We're never not going to crave sugar. But my question to you is, how much of it is a daily thing for you? Okay. And where I'm going with this is the deadly 7, okay, are going to be high acid causing things in your body. And our body is an acid creating machine. What that means is that your body is constantly creating acid. And because what it's doing is it's taking in whatever you take in, and it's placating the acid with trying to make it more alkaline, because our body wants to be on the alkaline side for health. And it processes it through the kidney, right? But if there's an overload of acid, usually because of what we're doing to it, then your body becomes acidic, and that's where disease starts happening. That's where you start having joint pain. That's where you start seeing fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis and all of these autoimmune disorders that have been popping up everywhere. So sugar, again, in the form of carbohydrates, overdosing on breads and wheat and sugary snacks and sodas and wine. Okay, so that's all one thing. Okay, another thing to consider would be processed foods and fast foods, right? All of these things that are processed, there are preservatives and other things in there that your body simply doesn't know what to do with, and it causes your body to be on the acid side. So we have to consider, and a lot of the processed foods are high in sugars and carbohydrates and stuff like that. So they sort of cross over. But do you typically shop from the center of the grocery store or through the drive-through, right? And that you can answer, right? Is it most of the things you cook microwaved that are pre-prepared meals that you're just like adding water to and popping in the microwave? Or are you cooking from fresh foods that you got on the outside of the grocery store and that you're preparing yourself? Now, I have to guess that the majority of us are eating fast foods and processed foods because of the simple fact that we're all doing too many things now, okay? And it's really hard. And I know parents, so I'm going to give you a quick case study. One of my best friends has 2 boys, and she doesn't have the time. She works full time. Her husband works full time. So they do the best that they can. And she knows if she would just change their diet, if she would just have them eat not processed foods, and if she would just, have them eat nice solid lunches that she prepares, nice solid breakfast, nice solid dinner that she prepares, snack foods that are healthy, right? Like carrots and different things. And we're not going to get into the whole thing about, there's a whole nother thing on lectins, but we're not going to get into that with this talk. But I want you to understand that, like, if your kids are generally eating processed things, out of a bag, chips and cookies and crackers and, sodas and all this stuff, they're medicated, both of them. She's got two sons that are both highly medicated, and she knows that they would be able to get off their meds if she changed their diet. She just doesn't have the ability to, because she can't do it, or like she can't figure out how to do it herself, right? So I get it. We live in this world and it's tough. So, there's some answers. I'm going to help you with some answers here, okay? Because I know sometimes you just can't get around that. But processed foods and fast foods cause a higher acidic content in your body, which causes you to be sick, okay? Another thing would be on the food side, but we're going to talk about vices. And vices would be like drinking coffee. And some of you guys are like, oh no, here she goes with her coffee thing again. You guys, coffee is highly acidic. The more you drink it, the more you're causing an acid environment in your body. So I'm just saying it's a high acid thing. Same with smoking. Smoking causes high acidic content in your body. So, same with drugs, recreational drugs, same with smoking pot, right? So there's all these things that you could be doing that are seemingly like harmless. But if it's just that, fine. But if it's all of these combined, this is where I'm saying it's potentially a problem. Okay. Another thing would be animal protein. Okay. And I know some of you guys are doing the keto diet. How many of you guys are doing the keto diet, right? I mean, it's such a rageful thing right now, and I hate it. Okay. Because all you're doing is, yes, you're putting your body into ketosis, which is causing you to rapidly lose weight, but you're also causing your body to be highly acidic. And so I want to help give you guys some solutions to stay on your keto diet, but help your body alkalinize. Okay. And this is so important. And keto, you can eat lots of veggies and fruits, but I think so many of us, because we don't like our veggies, right? We tend to just overdo it on like the steak and the big slab of butter, and it's like, you're like, I could eat that avocado, but I'd rather have the steak and the butter, right? So this is a problem because you're creating a highly acidic environment for your body. All right. And so remember, animal proteins, that means eggs, dairy, ice cream, cottage cheese, all of it is acidic causing, because it's an animal protein, which is acidic. And I know some people think, you've been taught that milk is not acidic. It is. Okay. It's an animal protein. So even though it's calcium fortified, when you drink a glass of milk, your body notices that it is animal protein. And what does your body do? Your body goes into overdrive trying to placate that acid and flush that acid out your body. And what it's doing is it potentially is leaching calcium from your bones. So we see in the United States a much higher amount of osteoporosis and bone degeneration and breakage as you get older from people who have consumed, 2 glasses of milk a day. You thought that was healthy. You were told that was healthy, but it's not. It's actually doing the reverse of what you thought it was doing, because it's animal protein. Okay, some of you guys are like, what is she talking about? I encourage you guys to start reading about it. Just start looking up milk and what it is bad for, and casein, and the whole idea of calcium in milk and how it's not true. It's just fortified. It's a very interesting subject. So the China Study is a really good book to get into by Campbell. So look that up. And same with raw milk, you guys. I know if it's not fortified, the only thing that is sort of fairly good would be like raw goat's milk. So if you live on a farm, awesome, right? Same with like raw goat's cheese, but you're not getting a large amount of calcium from that. This is the problem. We're not looking for calcium in it. We're just saying it's animal protein. So your body sees it as acidic. So I hope this is making sense to you guys. It's not about like, can I get calcium from it, right? We're going to talk about better ways of getting calcium. Okay. So animal protein, all that stuff. Okay. Let's talk about medications. Okay. So we're on to number 5, I think. Yeah. 5 of the 7 deadly. So medications, while many of you guys need them and you should stay on them, okay, my goal is not to tell you to get off your meds. My goal is to help you understand that the more you're taking, the more acidic your body is. So, it might be good to have a conversation with your doctor to see like which ones does he or she have you on that are not necessary. Because a lot of times what happens is you get on a medication and then you start having side effects from that medication. So they get you on another medication to help those side effects. And then you start having side effects from that medication, and then they get you on another medication to help those side effects, right? So it becomes this really weird thing where then like When I give my son supplements that are natural, right? When I first started giving them to him when he was old enough to have them, he said, "Mom, I'm not old." Because all he knows is grandparents, and they're taking tons of medication. And most of those medications are just for side effects as opposed to the actual root cause of the issue. So it's a good idea to talk with your doctor about seeing what are necessary, what are not necessary, and what you can do to use for natural supplementation to help with the things that were having some side effects. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful for you guys. So medications can be a problem because many of them are made with synthetics, which cause your body to go into acid, okay, become more acidic. Okay, petrochemicals is huge. And I think oftentimes we don't really realize this, but I'm surrounded by plastic, right? I've got a laminated desk, I'm wearing something that was probably made in China that is full of synthetics. It's really an interesting thing when you start to think about the stuff that we have, that we are surrounded by, that are filled with petrochemicals. When you go in the pool and you get one of those pool toys and you blow it up and you're like, whoa, it's so plasticky smelling. Well, that's petrochemicals infiltrating your lungs that are getting right into your bloodstream. And so we have plastics in our systems. We know this because we've just seen a rapid incline in petrochemical production in all industries, all markets, all state, all countries. Massive, because it sells great and we make so much out of petrochemicals. And alongside of that curve, you see a massive incline of depression, suicide rates, endocrine disrupting issues, massive rates of all sorts of issues. Okay, so petrochemicals are found in everything from your personal care products to your cleaning supplies to everything that's around me right now. Really, like everything that is shellacked is petrochemicals. Okay, and that's a problem because petrochemicals cause your body to be acidic. All right, and so your body's working overtime. These are 7 areas. Okay, the last one's a little frustrating for some of you guys, so I'm just going to help you understand why this is in this list. But the last one is getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night. And when you are less than 7, okay, so we're doing the 7 deadly sins here, right? The 7 deadly things that make you crazy when it comes to your body being highly acidic. When you're not getting enough sleep, your body can't go through the process of getting rid of the acids in your body. And so your renal system kind of doesn't work well. It causes your liver not to work well. It causes your immune system to kind of get backed up. Really what it causes is your circulatory system to not work as well as it should. So then you start seeing this kind of snowball effect with all your different body systems. And so I hope this is helping you understand that I think some of you guys might have a lot of these. Okay, so let me go over them again with you so that you can kind of go down the list and just figure out which one you have a struggle with. And I would rate them in order of which one is your worst offender to your least offender. So then at least you know where you're at. So we talked about sugar in the form of obvious things like wine and soda and juice, but also, and obviously sweets, candy and desserts and all that good stuff, but also grains, carbs turn directly to sugar. So if you tend to eat a lot of carbs and you love your bread and all that good stuff, it's not good. So that's one area. Another area is processed or fast food. So do you tend to eat mostly microwaved or fast foods, processed foods, things from the center of the grocery store? Are you drinking a lot of coffee? And a lot of coffee to me is 1 cup or more a day. I'm just going to be as honest as I possibly can. If you're drinking a cup of coffee a day and you're seeing responses with other things, it's because coffee is highly acidic. And if you want to keep your coffee, maybe put that at the lower end of the list just to see where you add up, okay? But are you smoking, right? That's a big one as well. Again, coffee, smoking, drugs that are like recreational, okay? So vices. Another one is animal protein. Are you on the keto diet and you're mostly sticking to animal proteins rather than, dark leafy greens and the good for you things? So animal protein, dairy, all of that causes an acidic environment. Petrochemicals. Are you consuming, again, the processed foods, but are you around a lot of petrochemicals? Are you using like shampoos and conditioners and body lotions and hairsprays and makeup and all this stuff that has plastics in them? Are you constantly around things that are super plasticky? Like, do you have one of those shower curtains in your shower that is super plastic, that's all petrochemicals, and you're breathing that into your lungs, and it causes your body to be more acidic. Okay, are you on a bunch of medications? Okay, again, pharmaceutical medications that are synthetic, and again, most pharmaceuticals are synthetic because they can then keep it going and not have to worry about nature. And then, are you getting less than 7 hours of sleep? Okay, so the thing about acidic versus alkaline is that our bodies are trying to constantly have a state of homeostasis. Your body's constantly regulating itself, getting rid of the acid, getting rid of the stuff that's bad and flushing it out. But when you're doing all of these things, or the majority of these things, or even 3 of these things you have a hard time with, that is why some of you guys might be rejecting natural supplements, because what happens when you introduce a natural supplement with a bunch of acidic body issues is that you have this sort of fireworks effect. And what happens is the natural supplements, rather than doing their job, right, that they want to do, rather than getting into your body and doing what it's supposed to do, they have to kind of get through the muck first. And so natural supplements want to placate acid. Same with our oils. The essential oils want to placate acid. And that means that you're going to have a constant state of detox. You're going to have rashes and headaches, and you're going to feel like you want to vomit. Like, those are detox symptoms. And while I don't ever like brushing anyone's symptoms off as detox, I want you to self-understand what's going on. Be self-aware, where you can look at yourself and say, wow, out of these 7, I kind of have 4, right? And even 3. If you have 3, your body is going to have a hard time with natural supplements. So the question would be then, like, what can I do? Well, you can take a supplement that will help alkalinize you, right? You can drink lots of water to help your body. These are things that will help you alkalinize. We have a product called Alkaline that is helpful for those of you guys that are super acidic. But that's also things where just look at the list. What's something you can do better? Can you get an extra hour of sleep a night? Can you kind of remove some of the petrochemicals in your life? Can you cut down the coffee consumption, or even cut down the smoking? Can you consider the amount of animal protein you're eating and even cut 25% of that out? That would be a big deal. Sugar, if you're drinking wine, you don't need it, girlfriend. I know it's fun, but maybe just once a month or something like that. Again, I'm just trying to help you guys think what is doable for you. Some of you guys would be like, never take my coffee away. Okay, put it at the bottom of the list. You're not going to work on that. Or never take my wine away. Okay, put it on the bottom of the list. Or I'm just going to keep smoking. Sorry, put it on the bottom of the list. Don't work on it. Okay. Or maybe you can't get more than 7 hours of sleep a night, right? Maybe that to you is like out of control. Like, you get 4 and you're lucky if you get 4. Again, put it on the bottom of the list. But what I would encourage you to do is try to just cut back. Do a little, like, get an extra hour of sleep. Try it. Just try to help your body out. We want to help the forest fire that's going on in your body. And the only way to do that is to be aware. Be aware of what's causing acid in your body. And then you'll start to notice a difference, not only in your essential oil use. Your oils will work much better, even figuring 25% of this out. And your supplements will work much better. Now, you have to expect detox from oils and anything natural. You're going to have to expect that. And our Vitality line of essential oils are consumable and they are supplements, but you have to consider you will experience detox. So I wanted to help you guys understand that what makes this better, if you can get a handle on some of these deadly 7, right? It's going to help the supplements themselves work better. And when you use them, you're going to be blown away and excited about the fact that, wow, I can do this. Like, this stuff is working. And I want you to just, like I said, pay attention, help you guys understand how this is going to work. Okay, so I want to go over a couple of your objections, because I know some of you guys are already like, I don't know if I can do this. This is like crazy. And again, I'm not asking you to do a bunch. I'm just saying, like, look at 1 or 2 and see what you can kind of tighten the ship on. But what I want you to help you to understand about supplements, because this is where that was a big objection, right? They don't work. And some of you guys think that about natural supplements, that like, I'm having reactions to them, they're not going to work. So I hope that's going to help some of you guys with that main question. That was a question that actually came up today, and we did this whole section just for you. So that was a question that was asked, and I get that question all the time, and I wanted to be real clear with you guys on that. But one of the objections that I hear often is Well, they might work for others, but they don't work for me, or they won't work for me. And I was that girl, okay, definitely, because I was not a fan of supplementation. Still am not a fan of supplementation. I think I can get most of it from my diet. But on someone like my husband who doesn't eat well at all, he can't. And so he needs supplementation. And I don't want to give him supplements that are synthetic grade, right? I want them to be natural grade. And so for me, there are supplements like you guys for I think 2 years, you guys would hear me complain about my hip pain. I have really tight hip flexors and kind of damaged hip flexors from all of the stuff I've done in my life, and damaged knees and damaged joints. And I had so many of you guys like screaming at me, Jen, would you just try Agiles? And I'm like, no. Like, it's good. I'm good. I was like buying extra pillows to sleep on. I couldn't even sleep on my side, and I'm a side sleeper. It would hurt so bad. I couldn't walk up and down stairs. My husband was like, what are you, like 85? I was like holding onto the railing, like just to get up from a seat. I was like, oh, I can't get up. Everything hurt. So I finally was like, fine, I'll try Agiles, right? And I did. And I tried Agiles. It's this one right here to my right. And I was like, all right, well, it's not really working at first. And what I realized was that it's not instant, right? Natural supplements are not instant. They take about 2 weeks for you to start seeing anything, and in some cases, 30 days. So it's why everybody says, try them for 30 days consistently. And this is so important. And I did. I'm like, fine, I just can't do this anymore. I can't get out of bed. I can't sleep. I'm not sleeping well. And you guys, I love my sleep, right? Like, if anything, that's a big deal to me. And my husband knows, like, if I have something busy going on, the man is like an angel. He sleeps on the couch because he knows, like, I don't want to disrupt her. She needs her sleep, because I get so much done if I get a lot of sleep. If I don't, oh, you guys, it's not good. So here's the thing. I started taking it. I did the 2 pills. I just did them 2 pills once a day, just like it says on the bottle. By day 14, can I just tell you, I was 100% all in. I was like, I don't know what is going on, but I don't feel anything anymore. All of the natural ingredients in there, the turmeric, the piperine, all of the beautiful collagen, everything in there that is so good for your joints. My joints were no longer having the seizing issues, right? I felt like a kid. Like, I felt like good. I felt nothing. That's what was so weird. I didn't notice it at first, you guys. I really was just like, I guess I feel good, I guess. And then I was like, wait, I feel good. Wait, I feel nothing. I don't feel what I was feeling before. How amazing, right? So that one supplement, I would say, is my gateway supplement. And again, what I mean by that is it's what got me started on, like, okay, well, there must be something to this natural supplement thing. So last summer, we did a whole summer of supplements, and I educated on as many of them as we could get in. And then we opened a group called the Vitality Lifestyle Coaching Program. And that's probably one of my most popular segments, is the supplement segment, because we go into all the supplements and cover everything, and it's super fun. So what we're going to do, and this will happen on Friday, is that we're going to just kind of give you a preview, and some of you guys are begging for this content, because I've given tons of supplement talks and helped you guys out as much as I can, but we've never done a really, really deep dive on all of the supplements until we did the VLC. So the Vitality Lifestyle Coaching Program is an actual certification program that is an actual cost, right? So you have to pay to get certified. But some of you guys are like, can we just do the supplement section? And so the answer is yes. It's not available yet, but we're getting there for you guys. So we're going to put it in a space for you guys to be able to access that. And it will be a small fee to access that, obviously, but it's going to be basically one section that you're going to pay for. So yay, because that's going to give you a really deep dive on all the supplements. We're going to do the best we can and give it to you here free, but it won't be in order and it won't be like all organized. But you guys are going to get a lot of information over the next 5 days from me. Right? Super fun. So Agiles was a big one for me. Okay. So that was just a little like case study, if you will, because for me, it was just mind blowing. So I started trying different ones, And I realized that there was something to natural supplements compared to the synthetics that I was used to taking. So hopefully that's going to help you guys understand the whole thing. And when you start to think, okay, well, they're not going to work for you, I'm just going to encourage you to try it. There's no chance on like if and again, it took me 2 years of people yelling at me, try it. And I'm like, fine, I'm just going to try it, And I was kind of like hoping it wouldn't work so I could be like, haha, right? So when I get proved wrong, I love it because I'm like, now I'm a full on like drink the Kool-Aid, give me the Agiles. Okay, don't drink Kool-Aid though. So I want you guys to consider that. Just it might be something that will change your world. And that's what I want for you because it absolutely changed my world. All right. Another thing that some of you guys might say is, well, I like science. I think science does a good job. And my question to you is, how are you doing? Honestly, if science is doing a good job for you, how is that working out for you? Because and again, because we have scientists and chemists and all sorts of beautiful people that are super smart, but we talk about natural stuff. But when you're talking about science from a synthetic version, I don't know of anyone who can really honestly claim, and even the doctors, I mean, we kind of joke now, I have so many doctor friends, but we kind of joke that they're practicing medicine, meaning they're trying things. And any of you guys who have any chronic illnesses know that, okay, well, that's not working for you, so let's try this. Okay, that's not working for you, let's try this. Oh, wait, maybe that's not the right diagnosis. Maybe you have this, right? It's like they're constantly trying to kind of work through what's going on because everyone's different. Everyone's dealing with different things. Everyone's body is responding differently. And so it's not a one size fits all. And so when you start to understand that they don't know, and they're just doing the best they can with the information that they have. And they have a lot of information, but a lot of it is fed to them through pharmaceutical companies and trials. And so they are they're practicing it, trying to see what's going to work and what's not going to work. And knowing that, I ask you again, if you think science is a better option for you, my answer or my question is, how is that working out for you? Are you still dealing with all the issues? So if the answer is yes, give natural a try, right? You do that hashtag, give natural a try. All right. Another kind of objection that we talk about is that they're too expensive. And I mean, I don't joke around with my friends, but we get into this conversation a lot when we talk about your medical bills and we talk about your copay and your insurance and what you're paying per month in everything that you're trying to do to stay healthy. Or if you're sick, everything that you're doing to help treat that sickness, right? So how much is that costing you per year? How much are your medical bills? And what I mean by that is like a kid gets sick, you go to the doctor, you pay a copay, you get a prescription medication, you do that whole thing. You have to calculate it in days off work. If you're home with a sick child, that happens sometimes. How many of you guys don't go, like you go to work and you've got like a 5-year-old at home? I mean, I'm not kidding. I know people who do this because they're like, well, I trust my 5-year-old, but you sit there and you're freaking out. Is that worth it to you? So when you really calculate the money involved, I'm going to just give you my own story so that you understand what was going on with me and what I now do. I was paying $1,500 per month in trying to get better. Okay. So we had moved to Pasadena. We lived in Pasadena for a while, and every 3 weeks, like clockwork, I was getting a different illness. And what I mean by that is I was, had bronchitis. And then in 3 weeks, it would kind of go away and it would transform into like strep throat, full white throat in the background, just awful. Right. And then it would transform into just something else, right? Some weird other type of cough. And then I'd never gotten pneumonia, thankfully, but I mean, there was constantly something, a massive sinus infection, right? I mean, so what I was doing was every 2 to 3 weeks, I was at my doctor's office paying a copay, right? And you have to pay your insurance for that. So I was paying, I think at that point it was like $800 a month just for me. And my husband had his own insurance, so that was good. But it was like in and out of the doctor, constantly like prescribing this, prescribing that. No, nothing was working. Like, fine, okay, like back and forth. I started going to an acupuncturist. And the acupuncturist, I had to go in weekly. So every week getting acupuncture, they had me on all sorts of herbal medications and tinctures and all sorts of things, little like homeopathic pills. And so I was doing that. I was going to a chiropractor, trying to figure out if that could help, right? If there was, they couldn't figure out like my allergies and the sinus issues and the constant going back and forth to bronchitis, back to, my sore throat, full on tonsillitis, everything. I mean, it was a nightmare. So I ended up working it out. It was $1,500 per month trying to stop being sick all the time. So you want to know what my doctor finally said to me? So my doctor finally said, and this is the medical doctor, so this was at Kaiser. She finally said, you know what, Jen? Some people are just allergic to Pasadena. Some people, they just can't live here. I was like, what? You're asking me to move? So that's what ended up happening. We ended up coming back down to Orange County and moving to Aliso Viejo where the air is clean, but I was still dealing with sinus issues and I wasn't sick all the time. The move really helped. So she was right. Like that was like a big answer. But you guys want to understand what happened during that time is I started more heavily using essential oils, and I found some combinations of oils that changed my life, and then got into the supplements, and they've equally changed my life because they're natural. My body wasn't rejecting them. I was fairly healthy, and that was what was weird to me. At that point, at that time, I was a vegan, and I was very athletic, very active, very conscientious of what I put in my body. Only water for the drinks. I'm literally nothing but good food. But I was still having sinus issues and other issues, and I didn't understand it until I started using some of these supplements that helped support areas of concern with my own body. And that was what was so fascinating to me when I got into understanding this kind of like, okay, it's not too expensive, right? Because now I spend about $300 a month total. And I'm talking total. Okay, let's back up. So what I've done is I don't do because our insurance was going to be, I think $1,500, I think it was $1,800 a month for the three of us. So when we moved here, and Tim no longer has his insurance because he's quit his job since this was 2 years ago. So we were trying to figure out what do we do for insurance. So we joined the Christian Healthcare Ministries, and it's $255 per month for all three of us total. So that's what we pay into a medical sharing thing. Many of you guys are on MediShare, so you understand what that is. But we pay for that because, are you ready for it? I'm not in and out of the doctors anymore, ever. And neither is my husband, and neither is my son. So when we start to understand the fact that if you're paying for something that you never use, maybe consider switching to something that is more is better for you. And what I mean by that is meta sharing, this sharing idea, this concept that is totally legal, and it counts. It's not insurance, but it counts as you are insured. And so what happens is if there's an emergency, we use it. But other than that, like, we're not going in and out of the doctor's office all the time because we don't need to. And here's why. Because I'm keeping my body above the wellness line with these products, right? So I'm using things that are helping me stay healthy and my family, and I'm spending about $300 a month, as opposed to before it was $1,500 in just the actual sicknesses we were trying to deal with per month, plus the actual paying of the $800 a month for just me for insurance. Again, my husband had his own. That was huge. That's a huge savings. So even if you were going to do budget-friendly stuff, it's still a massive savings. I know some of you guys that are paying just $150 a month on supplements each month, and you are staying healthy. You're staying out of the office. That's what we want to do. So to say they're too expensive, my question to you is the alternative working out for you, right? And again, I'm all for the medical community. I'm all for using them if I need to. But my goal is to not need to, right? It's way better to stay above the wellness line, way better. And so I love that. And I love that you guys are paying attention and learning and getting all of this stuff. So here's what's going to happen. I've got more videos coming at you. We are going to be talking about colon cleansing and gut health. This was just the introductory video. We're going to talk about general health, all this good stuff. And we're also going to be sharing with you a lot of things tomorrow. I mean, there's so much information that I want to cover with you, but this was kind of the very important foundational video that I wanted to kind of help you guys get through. What I want you guys to do, though, is comment if you're on Facebook or on the YouTube stream that you're here, like say hello. And I'm going to pick 2 people right now to win a book. And if you are a replay viewer, I still want to hear your questions. And here's why. Your questions will inform how I move forward in the rest of the videos. Because like even this morning, I posted that we were doing this and somebody came up with this very good question. Like she really was saying, I have a really hard time with a lot of the supplements. I react really funky to them. And that's why I taught on that whole first section. So you guys will be able to listen to the replay and listen to the 7 deadly things that could cause supplements not to work for you. And that is a big objection. Like they just don't work for me. And so I want you to help you with that. And I would not have taught about that today unless her question didn't come in. So your questions absolutely inform how I move forward with teaching you guys. I don't just teach what I want to teach. I teach what you guys want to hear. So I want to know what you guys want to hear. And real quick, I'm going to go through some of these and I'm going to pick somebody to win a book. Okay. You know who I'm going to pick right now on Facebook? So again, it's just random and I don't know this girl. I just like purple. She gave me a gajillion purple hearts and a red one in between. So Denise Lewis Goolage, I think that's how you say your name. You have won a supplements desk reference. So exciting, right? And I don't know if you guys have noticed the difference here. This is the new one. See, this one has a little arc, and some of you guys on the podcast won't see this, but the one that came out that was just a pre-release, it was like a 2-week pre-release, has the arc logo, and that's an advanced reader's copy. This was just for those of you guys who absolutely love getting everything like right away. This book is releasing this Friday, the brand new supplements desk reference, and I'm going to show you guys about this later. But I'm excited because Denise has just won this and it's updated with all the other fun supplements that were released at convention. And those of you guys who bought the pre one, if you're like, well, wait a minute, just make sure you get yourself into the Facebook group. And there will be, as it's dropping, there will be PDF printouts of the 2 supplements that were added at convention. So we're going to give you the free inserts for Illuminize and for Olive Essentials. So don't freak out, but you will learn that we've done a lot in this book. And the reason we've changed a lot of it, not all of it, right, but just added things to it because so many of you guys were so excited to help me figure out how to make this more clear. So those of you guys that can see this because you're watching the video, there's little icons now, and the icons will tell you what it contains, like if it contains gelatin or if you should avoid it when you're pregnant, if you need to take it at a certain time. So these icons are super helpful, and there's a lot of other things in there that are just kind of clarification things. So that's super fun. So you'll want to have both, and that's just the way it goes with any desk reference. There's always updates, always things coming out, but because this one was such a back-to-back, we will have the 2 supplements that we added, and that was the whole reason that we did a new one, was because of the additional 2 supplements. So you can just print those out if you don't want to get a new one, but I promise you'll want this new one. Okay, all you guys are doing purple hearts now. I love it. It's so cute. You guys are so funny on YouTube. So let's pick a winner. I say I love purple hearts, and now I got like 1,000 purple hearts. It's so fun. So I'm just going to kind of scroll around and pick some random person to win. You got to be present to win. So hopefully it's somebody. I know, it's fun. We make it real. Okay, we'll have Beverly Buckner. She says, I love that you make it real. Gajillion exclamation points. So thank you, Beverly, for that. So Beverly Buckner. What you're going to have to do is comment, Beverly, and I don't know if you can private message on live chat for YouTube because it's kind of new for me. I just upload things. So we're going to be on here as much as possible for those of you guys who love YouTube. So start following me on YouTube if you can. But Beverly, if you are on Facebook, it might be easier for you to message me there. Or just send me an email. It's jen@jenosullivan.com. But I need your addresses. So you 2 are winners. So Denise Lewis Goolage and Beverly Buckner, send me your address so that we can ship out a copy to you. It won't ship out until next week because we don't have them yet. I have a proof copy here. Tim has just a few that are being shipped that we got as earlies because so many of you guys ordered these at convention and we literally sold out of them. So we allowed some of you guys to order convention bundles because we sold out of the convention bundles on the first day as well. So those already got shipped, and he's shipping the last of the convention bundles today, which is super exciting. So you guys got those books signed because we promised that. But you two that just won will get an autographed copy of the brand new book. So exciting. So congratulations. Good job for being here live. Tell your friends about tomorrow. But again, we're going to do another couple videos coming up. Just know we've got more stuff coming at you. So we're going to be on for, we're going to stop this video and start again. But I'm trying to keep these under an hour. I think we're just right at an hour on this one, but more stuff coming, you guys. And so again, just comment, give me questions. I want to know what you want to learn. If there's something that's bugging you and you're like, Jen, please answer this. Let me know, because that's what this is all about. Supplements week. I'm excited to be here. I can't wait to share with you some of the stuff that's coming on Friday. Tim, my lovely husband and owner of 31 Oils, it's 31oils.com, and he straight up is going to blow you guys away on Friday. So I can't wait. I can't wait to share with you guys everything, because I want to help you. That's my goal. And I'm going to give you so much content this week that your head's going to spin. And that's what I'm known for, free content. So we have a lot to teach you guys, and I can't wait. Okay, we will see you guys soon, and be blessed. All right, bye guys.